Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Leah here with Southern Country Comforts. We're kicking off the Christmas season. My mother and my two girls and I went to the 417 Vintage Market in Branson, Missouri.
That's cute.
And they have some awesome things there to see for sure. Lots of Christmas decor and lots of other decor as well. I've been here one other time and I've wanted to come back since, and that's been about 2 years ago. So it was such a treat to be able to go there and spend time with family, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't purchase a lot from the store this time. I was able to pick up a cutting board that you'll be seeing in my Christmas home tour coming up a little bit later on. And my daughter, she was able to find a sweatshirt that she really liked that she purchased as well. We had a great time and enjoyed spending the day together. It seems like the holiday seasons are so busy anymore. It's hard to do anything, to make any plans, just to enjoy spending time together. So this was definitely a treat.
Sorry.
Between our jobs and ball games and everything else, it's hard to get that family time in. So let's get to our front porch. We always start by cleaning everything off and giving everything a good wipe down. Ruby is a great helper. She especially loves using the water hose, which the cats don't typically appreciate that because they tend to get a bath in the process. We live on a dirt road out in the country, and so everything tends to stay covered in that thin layer of dust. Our home is nothing special. We built our home several years ago. It was a United built home, and then a couple years ago we built on an additional living room. With 4 kids, we seem to be getting really cramped for space. And that extra square footage has definitely been such a blessing. Now we're going to speed things up a little bit. There are several items that I use from year to year. So this garland with the words joy on it, I've had for probably about 3 years now. And so I'm going to just be hanging that above our window there. As you can tell as the video goes on, I don't typically plan out my decor beforehand. I use what I have on hand for the most part, and so as I go, I kind of move things from place to place to find what I feel like is the perfect home for them. This Santa I've had for a couple years now as well. The blow mold Santa I purchased at the recycling center last year, I believe, and I was so excited to find him. I think I got him for $10, which is an awesome buy. This year, my mother-in-law was not using these trees, so she let me borrow them. So I'm putting them on my porch and they fit perfectly. So that's one thing you might think about doing to help save money is if you have close family or friends, just swapping out decor that you're not using that year, just to freshen up your own home. This sign I purchased from the Dollar General this year, and it was $10, which is an awesome buy for the size. And it isn't solid wood, so I'll probably only get a couple years use out of it, but it's still a good deal. I love to put a throw there on the bench to cozy it up. And this sign I have that I'm going to be using, it's actually a chalkboard. And the idea for the Naughty and Nice list came from Kayla Friday when she had her home tour on Simply Lake and Lace. And so I got that idea from her, and she now actually has a channel of her own. So if you haven't seen her, go ahead and check her out as well. The tins here I'm putting on each side of the door came from Walmart probably about 3 years ago. This wreath is from Walmart as well, and I actually purchased it this year. It's one of their flocked wreaths, and they're a great buy. And I am using it outside, which I'm glad I am, because the flocking does tend to come off a little bit. But they're very full and very pretty. And I did have some lights that I purchased at Menards, some star lights that I'm putting on the wreath as well. This is the garland that matches the wreath, and I'm going to be putting lights on it, and it's going above the door. And again, I love the garland, but I am glad I'm using it outside. It does shed quite a bit as you're putting it up. So all that cleaning I done beforehand, we're going to have to redo when everything's done, because it does make quite a bit of mess. So now we're going to start with our containers, and I did not spend a dime on the containers at all. I just got the clippings from the side of the road or from our property, and I'm going to start out with just a pine tree that I'm putting in, and then I'm going to add in some cedar clippings there, and they have the pretty blueberries on them for the most part, and I thought those were really pretty and added in quite a bit of color to that. And then also just some magnolia clippings as well. And the container that I'm putting them in was actually just the dirt that I'm using is from mums that I had for the fall. So I'm reusing those, but I just like to make it nice and full. I made some clippings from a crepe myrtle bush in my yard, and I just took some red spray paint and coated them really well, and they actually ended up looking like red berries, and so it added a really nice pop of red to the containers as well. My husband put these hooks up for me here on the posts, and these are the lanterns. If you saw a previous video of mine that I got at the War Eagle Craft Fair, and I just hung them up on the hangers there and added a nice bow there to accent the holiday season. I do make my bows, so if you're interested in learning how to do that, comment below, please. The porch is finally done, and I love how it turned out. It's so warm and cozy and festive. My 4-year-old will absolutely love it. I love the lights on the garland and how it just frames out the door. And I love the containers that absolutely cost nothing to put together, just a little bit of elbow grease. And here is a sign again, the Naughty and Nice list. This little snowman, I believe I got it from the Dollar General last year, and it's still looking great again this year. I added just a little bit of ribbon garland to the chalkboard there to bring a pop of color up as well. And I love my sled. I've had it for years now. I got it at a yard sale, and I looked and looked for years for a pair of ice skates, and a couple of years ago I finally found a pair, and I was so excited. The corner just looks so warm and cozy. The mat here I purchased at Koger's in Huntsville. They had a great selection there to choose from for great prices. And I love how my snowman looks. I'm sorry, not my snowman, but my Santa Claus looks. My blow mold, I got it from the recycling center, like I said, a couple years ago, and it didn't have a light in it, so I had a blow mold pumpkin, and I just took that light out of the pumpkin and just changed it out to a clear light, and it worked perfectly, thankfully. I added a bow to my wreath to bring some color there as well, and I love how those star lights look. I just placed this Christmas tree in an old wooden box that I had, just to add a little bit more character and stability. The wind does get crazy here on the mountain. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will have my home tour coming up hopefully in the next week, so be sure and watch for that as well.